talking to all those that have gotten into a relationship and the relationship went sour and it went crazy. And the first thing you said was, I did not caught me off guard. No, it didn't. You just been overlooking certain things. You heard how they be gossiping about other people. You heard about how they be talking crazy about the people that they hang with. You heard how crazy they talk about their so-called friends. Like, what makes you think that you're going to be different? Listen, it's crazy. A leopard will always show you their spots. Like, it's up to you whether you decide to look and see and analyze the picture for what it is. All I want to say is, once a person paints the picture, stop trying to rearrange the picture. Stop trying to put white out on it and change the picture. The picture is what it is. If somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
Let you know, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me out.
What's going on, family? I want to welcome you to AOS, the podcast. I'm your host, Mr. AOS Inspires. This is what I need you to do. We're on every single platform, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I need you to go and subscribe and follow us right now. We drop content every single day that'll help you with your life, because our mission here at AOS, the podcast, is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. I want you to live life on the next level. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that's watching this episode. This is going to be a dynamic episode. I need you to dive in. Do me a big favor. I need you to like, share, and comment. Don't be a stranger. I like comment with us. And this is what I need you also to do. I need you to copy this link right here on this podcast, this episode, and share it with at least 10 of your friends. I promise you it's going to help them out. Let's jump into the episode. Let go. What's going on, family? You guys are so amazing. It's your boy, Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS, the podcast. We talk about all things relationship here. And our mission here is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, help you get to the next level. I'm excited about this episode right here. As we close in on episode 200, I'm excited. We pushing, right? I think this is what, episode 170, something like that. We in there, right? But I really wanted to, this episode is something special. I want to slow grind this thing because it really bothers me that I hear guys and women say this all the time. I never saw this coming. Yes, you did. I want to be the first to say, because it's crazy, because so many people will say, no. I didn't see this coming. Yes, you did. You just chose to overlook, and it's cool in the gang. Like, I mean, it happens to the best of us, right? I'm gonna give you this good scenario. I have a friend, right? A good friend. And when they got into this relationship, I was like, yo, slow down, slow your roll, right? Like, she's a good woman. Like, you're a good guy. But you guys can remain friends, but there's some things that you need to iron out and that she needs to iron out. When people, and really think about this, right? Really digest this. There will always be issues that you have to iron out, right? But there's magnitudes to these issues. Some issues are huge, some issues are small. But the issues that they were dealing with were major. I want to share this with every single person. Before you get into a relationship, you can never iron out major issues while you're in a relationship. You can only iron out major issues in your personal life outside of a relationship, right? Because this was going to happen, right? Many times people get into a relationship with major issues, and in the beginning, because it's new and it's fresh, and I've never done this with you. I've never done this with you. And there's so much new things that's happening in this relationship, whether it's the physical, whether it's sexual, whether it's going places, whether it's going out to eat, whether it's just a change of events, whether it's a new atmosphere. There are new things happening in this relationship, and this is something that we like to call the honeymoon stage, right? So it's always going to be exciting. It's always going to be fun until it's not fun anymore. However, major issues in your life needs to be ironed out and worked on alone. Now, if you're married, that's something totally different. I'm not speaking to you guys right now. But for the singles, you have time to work on your own personal issues by yourself. Stop trying to say, hey, if I get it, and I'm going to tell you this. You are very selfish if you stand in the need of something and that's why you get into a relationship. That might be my next series. You selfish. You are, matter of fact, let me write that thing down now. You're a selfish person if you get into a relationship because you need something. Yes, yeah, see me. I just had to type that in, right? I'm just, I really want. That's you selfish, and I know so many people. I don't know them personally, but I see this time and time again, especially on social media, TV. And I did a video and it went crazy viral. I'm gonna do another series about that's my series. I was looking for a series for this. When we record this session, I was looking for a series. Got it. But you're selfish that when you move in with a woman because you don't have no place to stay, you're selfish. Or you're selfish because you get into a relationship because you don't have a car. And this is convenient, right? I can drop her, baby boy, I can drop her off. And I can take the car all day long and do what I need to do. You're selfish. You're selfish when you get into a relationship out of need. Women, you are too. You're selfish because when you get into a relationship because he has money and you don't have any money, you're trying to get on your feet. Or you have a spending habit, selfish. I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna reiterate this. This might be another series as well. You can never iron out or work on a major issue that's in your personal life, right? I'm gonna break this. I'm gonna peel so many layers back in this episode. It's gonna be crazy. You can never work on a major issue, personal issue, while you're in relationship. You can only work on that thing when you're single. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Let's start with credit. So many of y'all have been like, listen, I'm going to get into this relationship. Bam. And I am not against a couple doing 50-50 as it pertains to financial bills. I am not against that. Like so many people, y'all going to dagger me in the comments. It's cool in the game, right? If you're that guy and you can sustain her financially, and I will do another episode where I break that all the way down, because maybe he only makes $40,000 a year, so he can, if he's paying all the bills, you guys will be living on a status or a level of $40,000. That's nothing wrong with that, right? But if she makes 42, that's 80,000. Not saying that you live $80,000 worth of a house, but what I'm saying is you can up the living a little bit. Maybe on his 40,000, you guys can only get a 2-bedroom apartment. But with that 80,000, listen, we can get a $100,000 or $200,000 house and make it work, right? There's pros and cons to this thing here. So, I mean, there's so many layers to peel back on that. But anyway, you can never work on an issue while you're in a relationship, credit-wise. That's what I was on. So many people get into a relationship, they know their credit jacked up. So this is why they're getting into a relationship. My credit jacked up. So her credit jacked up, but it's okay. My credit all the way shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get with this person. We make this thing work and I work on my credit. No, you don't. Why? Because you're going to want to explore the relationship, right? You never can get into a relationship and save 50 to 60, I'm going to say even 20% or 20% of your money. I mean, 10% you could save, right? If you're disciplined enough. But it's impossible to save 50% of your income while you're in a relationship. No, it's not going to happen like that. Because there's going to be some things that happens in her life. I'm talking from the male perspective. There's going to be some things that happens in her life that you got to pay for. There's going to be some things that happens in the household that you guys live together that you're going to have to pay for. There's going to be some things in the household that you guys want to do collectively that you're going to have to pay for, right? So every single time you get 4 steps up, take 5 steps back. Why? Because we have to pay for this relationship. Now, when you're by yourself, you can sacrifice some stuff. Like, listen, I ain't going out to eat. So what I'm going to do is I'm a meal prep this whole week. I ain't going out to eat. I'm going to work on this, right? You can sacrifice those things. It's too much peer pressure when you're in a relationship to sacrifice trying to work on your credit. Most people, right? Most people, even if you're disciplined, most people that get into new relationships knowing that what's going on, family? I know that you're enjoying the episode, but I had to pause to ask you a quick question. Have you ever been through anything in life that was so life altering that it changed your life forever? I mean, have you ever been and had a job and you lost that job? I mean, your dream job, you lost that job for whatever reason. Maybe you're an entrepreneur, you started a business and the business started off great and then it seemed as if it was going downhill. And now you're at a place, you lost your marriage, you lost your children, you lost some major things in your life. And now you're at a place in life where you're like, hey, this is the end of the road. I don't see it getting better. I got news for you. It will get better. And I wrote a book just for you. It's entitled Winning After a Major Loss. You need to go and get your copy. Go to barnesandnoble.com, go to amazon.com, get your copy right now, Winning After a Major Loss. I promise you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to change your mindset. Most importantly, it's going to change your heart about your situation, because I promise you, you can win after a major loss. Go get your copy now. Barnes & Noble's, amazon.com. Order your copy now. Let's get back to the episode. Situation, when you get into that relationship, it's impossible to work on that financial crunch. Right? I mean, you can try to take a stab at it, but to do it effectively, it's impossible to work on it while you're in relationship. Because I'm in a place now where, watch this, I tell people this all the time, when you get into a relationship, you're not meeting them, you're meeting their representative. Especially for a man, especially for a woman, that's real. You're meeting their representative. Women, when she put on all that makeup, she fake nails and fake hair and all this stuff, that's not her. That's not how she really looks. Because if you really saw how she really looked, you may not want to talk to her. You may be like, nah, I'm cool. I've seen some videos on YouTube, TikTok. The chick was busted. I mean, like, she looked like a dude, like a rough dude that played football. They put slap some makeup on her. Bam, she cold as I don't know what, right? That's what I'm saying. You mean their representative. Even for the guys. Yeah, we got no makeup, but he got a cut. I mean, that cut looked good. Right? Got the edge up looking good. And it's crazy because you're seeing the good looking side of him. Let that brother hair grow in. He need a haircut. Then you be able to see how he really looks. Now, there's some guys just like me that, listen, I ain't finna let that no, we gonna get a cut every single week. If I gotta do it myself, we're going to look good every single week. We're going to look presentable. That's the way I am in my life. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a sidebar real fast. This episode is the only episode that's going to hear about this. I'm actually about to incorporate, once we build out, we're in studio, we're building out on this wall right here, a shoe rack. Got tons of shoes, right? Tons of them. Jordans, Alexander McQueen's. I mean, just a ton of them. So what I'm going to do is we're ordering some stuff. And we're, cool design. I'm going to show you, and this is still a line, I'm going to show you how to look good on a budget, right? I mean, you can spend, for fellas, I'm talking about for fellas, not for the women, but for the fellas, how to look good on a budget and certain things to wear on certain occasions. I want to walk you through that. Certain things that you need in your closet. They can go with anything. We're going to talk about it. Anyway, but just, it's impossible to work on those things while you're together. Now, you can work on those things while you're single, but this is the biggest thing. Many of you ladies, you fall victim of this because you did not pay attention to the signs that he gave you all in the beginning, right? Did you think, and I'm going to tell you this, you may have, I want to speak to the fellas. You may have met her and she was really, 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 really sweet to you. I mean, really sweet to you, right? But you saw her one day and she had this major attitude to her friend on the phone, whatever. Just a major nasty attitude, depending on what type of woman you're dealing with. Did you not think for a second, and I need you to think for a second, did you not think for a second that the way that she acts, that's how she is? And in a certain circumstances dealing with you, that's going to come out at you? Like, so many of y'all are not looking at all of the red flags. You're not looking at what could possibly go wrong. Many of you get into a relationship, especially you women, get into a relationship and you think nothing but the best. No, 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 no. It's cool. I want the best, but I'm gonna look for everything else, all the rest. Like I'm gonna look for this stuff. I'm gonna be on the lookout, right? And I was on the lookout when I was dating my wife. I was on the lookout. I was, as a matter of fact, I was giving her such a hard time. I was hoping that she said, you know what, I can't. I'm gone. I'm out of here, right? Like that was my plan. Like I knew that I had a catch. I knew I had a good woman. I would say the way that she was operating her life, and it was consistent. To me, that drew me in. Like yo, I got one because the consistency. Right. And she was younger and I'm older and I've been around the block a few times, not saying sexually, but I'm just saying I've been Italy, Spain, Greece, Fajara, Dubai. I've been all over the world. Right. So I've had an opportunity to see people in different facets. I've been able to see relationships. That's why I can speak so I can speak so fluently with this thing, because I've experienced a lot in my lifetime. So with me experiencing that stuff, I saw different traits of her consistently. Yo, that's the one. She the one. She the one. Right? Now, does it come with heartaches and hard times? And, yes. I'm going to do an episode next week about relationships. Like, how do you make a relationship work? I'm talking about it. But, it comes with this ups and downs. But I knew in a short span of time of dealing with her, seeing how she moved, because we were dealing with each other every single day. And the crazy thing about it, we wanted the same thing. The same thing. All right? We wanted the same thing. So I really want to share this with a lot of women, a lot of men. You see how they gossip with their friends. You see how they talk with their friends. You see how they act with their friends. Usually, not usually, all the time, when a person gets comfortable around you, they may not display it to you directly, but if you pay attention close enough, you will begin to see the real them while they're dealing with their friends. You will begin to see the real them while they're dealing with their family members. Stop overlooking the real. And listen, I really want to say this. Gotta say this. If it's too much for you to handle, I don't care what they got going on in their life. If it's too much for you to handle, get out. Because what'll happen is you're seeing the best form of them right now, right? You're seeing, like, especially in the beginning stages, you're seeing the best form of this person. So if the best form is too much for you to handle, get out, because it's only going to grow and get worse. It's only going to grow and get deeper, right? So, you didn't think that they were really like that? That bother. When I hear that all the time, I ain't think they were really like that. It's crazy. It caught me off guard. Like, why? Why did the way that they act catch you off guard? You did not see none of the traits? That kills me every single time, because a lot of people are not investigators. They're not really looking to say, like, hold on, something ain't right. Some ain't right about bruh. Some ain't right about sis. I need you to be looking at this stuff in the beginning. Every single person, this is what I need you to do. I need you to look for the flaws. I give you permission. Look for the flaws in the beginning of the relationship, or not even relationship, in the beginning of you dealing with them. Try to find every single flaw that you can find. Stop looking at the great traits. Stop looking, oh, she's sweet. Oh, he has a good heart. I don't care about none of that. I want to see your bad stuff first, because the sweet stuff can make me stay. That's real talk. The sweet side of you can make me stay. But the question becomes, can I endure the nasty, dirtiest, trifling parts about you? Can I? And that's when a relationship starts. When I know all of the trifling and the nasty side of you, and I can still endure that. That's a relationship. The sweet side of you, the nice side of you, now that's a piece of cake. Like, I can deal with you having a good heart. I can deal with you being lovey-dovey, right? But I can't deal with you when you get mad, you say things that cut deep and hit below the belt. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that you're very emotional and you make emotional decisions, and sometimes you don't make the best decision as it pertains to you and I, right? You leave me on a limb. So when I'm talking about emotional decision, prime example, You know that I haven't eaten that day, but you're so pissed at me that you make an emotional decision that you go get you something to eat, and you're like, yo, you figure out for yourself. That's a deal breaker for me, right? If you can't handle me like you still love me when you're mad at me, I don't need you around me. Period. Point blank, period. That was enough juice for this whole episode for you to follow right now. Like, I need you to follow right now. Like, real talk. Let's listen, fellas and ladies, let's be more intentional in this year when you start dating. Be intentional of watching their moves. Be intentional of seeing how they talk to their friends. Be intentional to see how they interact with their family members, their mom, their dad, their sister, their brother, all that stuff. All that stuff plays a major role in your relationship. I don't know what I'm gonna name this episode, but that's what I came here to talk about. I get mad when I hear people say, "Oh, I didn't know that they were like that." It caught me off guard. No, it won't if you was moving intentional. I'm out of here. Let's go. What's going on, family? I want to say thank you for rocking with us during this episode. We have been so excited to drop this episode. I'm glad that you made it to the end. This is what I want you to do. If you have any takeaways from this episode, leave it in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear how you feel. I want to bring content to you that's relevant to you, that'll help you change your life, because you already know our mission here at AOS Inspires, AOS the podcast, is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. This is what I need you to do. I need you to like, subscribe, share this episode. If it spoke to your life, share this episode with somebody. Why? Because you are connected to some people that we're not connected with. And with that connection together, we can empower the world to never give up. I'm Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS the podcast. I can't wait to see you next week. Just in case you didn't know, we drop every single week, 3 times a week: Mondays, 8 a.m., Wednesdays, 8 a.m., and Fridays, 8 a.m. You need to catch an episode. Matter of fact, catch all 3 episodes. It's going to be fire. I promise you it's going to help you doing your everyday life. It's going to help you get to the next level. Let's go.